I did that earlier.
Okay, all right. We are here. This is FYI After Dark, and we have a great show for you all. I need you all to give me a little bit of time, 30 seconds, and we're going to pull in Instagram as well as our TikTok platform. So you all hold tight. I'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, all right. We are here again. I want to welcome you all to Facebook, our Facebook friends. We want to say good evening. We want to say good evening to all of you all that are on. We're getting ready to pull TikTok on. We got them in 1 second. Here they go. We want to say good evening to you all. This is FYI After Dark. I host it. This is our hot topic segment, and we're so glad to be here. We want to welcome Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok once again. We have a fabulous show for you all, and we're so glad to be able to come this evening. Now, this is something special. This is a very special segment, special show, because we usually come on our FYI After Dark on Monday evenings. But we have a very special lady here with special friends, and we're going to discuss a new book. I'm very excited, and I tell you what, beside welcoming our platforms, we just want to welcome our sponsors real quick. BullVicAcademy.com and also BigGods.com. And we want you all to make sure you go to those websites, check it out, check out all the things that we have for you. In the meantime, I am excited. I am here with my friend, author Rhonda Driver. We want to say good evening to you, first of all.
Good evening.
It is so good to see you. I was so glad to hear that you are doing great things and that you have a new project that you want to share with our community, our listeners, and our viewers. Rhonda, I would love for you to introduce the ladies first before we go on and talk about who you are, who they are, and the new book.
Absolutely. I'm Coach Rhonda. I have to my left my sister, Leisha. And of course, you guys know Coach Deb, who's always not far from me. And now we have Saucy A, who has joined the group. This is Angelia. And we're excited about not only about the book, but about what we're doing as grown women. Kind of how we got together as a spinoff is where the book came from, the Grown Women's Table, because we were just some women chatting one day, and we were talking about how hard it is for women to get along, to not compete with one another. But we just wanted to bring awareness to that and to be able to show other women that you can uplift each other and you can celebrate one another, you can collaborate with each other, and you can win together.
That is absolutely marvelous. Now, we have three of the ladies. I want you to tell us a little bit about them or let them tell us a little bit about who they are and what they do.
I will, Coach Deb can talk for herself, but my sister is the quiet one, but she has so many different talents that she kind of sits on and she's quiet about. But if you need like a manual written or anything like that, she does that. She just does. She kind of holds us together and steers. Well, definitely me, of course. I say me. She keeps me together. But I'm excited to have her a part of this project because I believe we're going to push her into her next. And then, of course, Coach Deb run the numbers. If it's got anything to do with finances, Coach Deb is all over it. We're just coming off of the money challenge, the weather challenge, where we was able to save money, all
Wow.
$10,000 collectively. And then Saucy A is new to the group. She's our graphics lady. We call her our Cam Newton of the bunch because she's the hat lady. So you're never going to see her without her hat.
Oh, wow. I love hats too.
But she brings so much to the table as well. And just collectively, we're just four grown women, finding ourselves, finding our way, and just lifting each other up and just trying to push other women to really find their worth and see who they are.
Absolutely. It sounds like a great team. Sound like you all get along well. And women are getting along more and more and more. That myth of us not being able to do things together is gone out the window. Women are doing more things, partnering. They're going into business. They're doing a whole lot of things now. And it's time for it. It's very timely. Women are needed. We are, let's just tell the truth, we always have been. But in a time like we are in today, we really need women to stand up, do more, lift up their voices, get involved, and, stake their claim. Hey, we're here with talent, and God has given us great things to do, and that's what we intend to do.
Absolutely.
Oh, Coach RHONDA, we might as well get on with it. Talk about you, talk about the book, and let's start talking.
Well, one of the things that I really wanted to bring out in the book was women really understanding their worth, knowing who they are, being able to walk in a room, feel comfortable walking in the room, and know that they bring something to the room. And that's what we were talking about because I myself, so many times, I've walked in rooms and felt like I had to shrink, a little bit just to be able to fit into the room and not be my true, authentic self. And all of us, I think that's kind of how because we all are like our authentic selves. We don't apologize for being who we are. And so I think that's why this is a good fit for us. And just really, of course, me being in the mental health field, I've run across a lot of women who, have, had some hard times and feel like, they're never going to be successful again. And that's a lie. I don't care what you've done or where you are, you can always start over and win again. And so just empowering women, really empowering women and letting them know that they do have a seat at any table.
Wow. Why now? Why the book now? It's what inspired it, and why did you take the time to do it for us now?
Well, if I'm being truthful and I'm being my true authentic self, because I think what I was seeing. I was seeing messy. I was seeing petty. I got a T-shirt that says "Grown Over Petty." But, sometimes we can be so petty as women. And then even like going in the room and what is the first thing we normally do? We look at a woman from her head to her toe. Why she got that on her. And one of the things that really set me free in that, I was talking to my daughter one day, and as a grandparent, I'm like, why you got those kids in the store looking like that? One of them had on a princess dress, the other one had on some rain boots and some shorts, and she said she felt like being a princess today. And Saucy here was talking about, like even on Sundays, we have church clothes, right?
Yes.
Why do we have to wait till Sunday to dress up? Why not dress up on a Monday? So just really, trying to get that out now that just be your true authentic self. And that's really why the book, I think, came about now.
All right, Coach, how do you feel about RHONDA coming out with this book? I know you probably have already read it. Yeah. What are your thoughts? And do you feel like it's, at the right time, it's timely to have a book such as this?
I think the time was now. I am so proud of Coach RHONDA for her obedience, because some of us, we all have at least one book inside of us. And she has written multiple books because of her obedience, right? And I think this is a great conversation starter. I said it conversation starter because it prevents confrontation. It requires you to take a look at yourself before you address others' issues. Is it my issue or is it her issue that I am deflecting from myself, right? So I think the book is great. We have a lot of things we like to do over the holidays, and it's a great opportunity and it's the topics will get you to have a clear, authentic, truthful conversation, and she'll ping you as well. Sometimes you get thumped or pinched because you want to say ouch, because that's me, because I'm guilty of that, right? And you can't change what you don't acknowledge. And so I think the book gives you an opportunity to do both, right? It gives you an opportunity to acknowledge some things, and if you have the desire to change, it also encourages you to move in that direction.
I tell you, it's a nice looking book, beautiful book. Hold it up for us. And we're going to find out where we can get that book in a little bit. But how long did it take? What was the process like, Rhonda? Was it hard, easy? Did it just flow out of you? Did you go and think about what you need to put in it and come back? What was that process like?
To be honest with you, after we were in my sister's office one day after church, and we was just talking about, the different issues that we face as women. And I went home and I just couldn't rest. It was like, I knew it was something that was supposed to come from that. I originally thought that it was just me by myself, like I was going to do this podcast when Grown Women Talk. But then I was like, well, I need some grown women with me. And I thought about it and I said, well, why not the women we were sitting there talking about it? Why not us? Why can't we do this? And I went home and it was like God literally downloaded that book within probably 2 days, really. And I really didn't tell anybody about the book. When they knew anything, like, here's the book, because I knew it was God. I was supposed to be doing it, and I knew that this was something that was supposed to be more. And the book, really, for those that have it, I've gotten great feedback. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Like one young lady told me that she's going to get her girlfriends together. They're going to have a book club. And that's what this book does. It provokes you to start conversation. It causes you to pinch yourself. Like at nighttime when I'm reading it, I'm pinching myself. But it's also bringing awareness to me when I find myself being petty, or when I find myself judging, or when I find myself not feeling like I belong. It just provokes me to think about who I am as a woman, and a grown woman, because it's a different.
A grown woman. I love that. The name of the book is The Grown Woman's Table.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very clever title. Did it come from just thinking about being a grown woman?
Well, I mean, for people that know me, I'm kind of silly, but I'm like, sometimes you just got to put your big girl panties on, right?
Ooh.
So I wanted to, I think we can get through anything, but let's have a grown woman conversation. So the grown woman's table, if you're going to come to the grown woman's table, you're going to have to be grown. You're going to have to be able to take it. We're going to hash it out. We're going to talk about it, and then we're going to move on. We don't have to stay mad or be mad, because when you're grown, you can sit at the table and have a real grown woman conversation, and then embrace your own power, and know your worth. Know that you have something to bring to the table. So I invite everybody to our table, because, moving forward, we're going to be doing some segments where we talk about different topics. We're just starting out. But we're going to be it's going to be people at the table that probably never thought that they would have a seat at a table, but we're bringing them to the table.
Absolutely. Now I want to hear from the other two ladies, because I keep hearing this word in our conversation, authentic. What do you all think about that word? And as you read the book, did you feel as though there were some changes that had to be made in the inside part of you? You know, we have this exterior, you know, we know how to do it, dress and this, but authentic, that comes from the inside part, doesn't it? The other two ladies, I would love for them to respond.
Well, the authenticity part is so important. We don't get an opportunity always to look at ourselves because a lot of times we're dealing with so many things going on in a day. We're bombarded with this, with family, with friends, with church, with all types of situations. So finding your authentic self can sometimes be difficult because it can get lost in the everyday measure of what you're doing. So when reading the book, I absolutely loved it. It went back to some conversations we had in the office and some things we had talked about. And it was so good to see it put into writing because I understood that if it empowered me or made me feel or think about who I was and where I was going, it was going to help other women. And if we already get on that path, then we're further down the road than we were before we got it. And we can get where we want to go. You know, not always having to put your hand on a hot stove to know it's hot. Sometimes you just need somebody to tell you it's hot, don't touch it.
Absolutely.
So I read the book and I absolutely loved it. And yes, it tweaked some things in me because I think when you read that book and you're searching for the authenticity, you turn the mirror towards yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait a minute. That did sound like I did. Oh, well, wait a minute. So let me rethink that thing and see how I can move forward. Because see, the goal is for us all to win.
Yes.
We can't win if we're over here battling things we don't recognize. So I love the book.
Absolutely. Being authentic. Being fake seems like to me a heavy load. Can you imagine carrying around fake all the time?
It's just I think society and social media, all those things, cause us to feel like we can't be our authentic selves. You know, we feel like we have to measure up to other people sometimes. And so when reading the book, you know, it will make you take a deep look at yourself. And, you know, I say all the time, I'm going to be me, you know,
Yes.
but sometimes I'm not really me. I'm who, you know, everyone else thinks I should be. And so what kind of forces you to take a good, long, hard look at your authentic self.
Absolutely. Rhonda, what do you think women want to talk most about? What are they going to come to the table? You know, you're going to have things that you want to talk about, but what do you think women as a whole want to just bring it out?
I think a lot of women are hurting more than we know, silent. You know, I think a lot of women, they have so much, and let's look at where we are in the world today. You know, it's not like women have to work harder now. You know, they have to bring their portion to the household now. And so they still have kids. The kids are faced with challenges now that they used to could send your kid to school and just pack them a lunch and they come home and do a little homework and it was good. But now you may have to have a conversation with your kid about what happened at school today. You know, their friend got shot today at school.
Yes.
So I think the women really just want to really be able to have a safe space where they can just feel free to say, hey, I'm not okay. You know, I don't have it all together. Yeah, I'm dressed up. I got makeup on and it's looking, but you know, I'm hurting on the inside or I'm crying silently and nobody even knows it because we've learned how to mask so much and we've learned how to function at a high level.
Yes.
And look like we're doing it, you know, and on the inside, we're really suffering from depression. It's so many people I'm running into with anxiety now. You know, and so those are the things that I want women to feel safe, that they can come and say, hey, I don't have it all together. You know,
Absolutely.
I just need to work on that.
So we definitely have to talk about women's mental health. What about roles? The roles are different. We are head of households more than ever before. You know, we make all the money in the world. A lot of people, a lot of us, sometimes more than men. Will we talk about that at the table? Can we talk about the fact that, you know, women now just are in a different place? You know, we're not at home
Absolutely.
all the time as housewives, even though there are plenty of housewives, but we're more taking active part in the community and politics and all kind of real estate, you name it, we're there. Uh, the roles that we play, will we talk about that at the table?
Absolutely. Even being a single woman,
Oh, yes.
for a husband. But we have Coach Deb here who, of course, financially, she's at a certain level. Well, is the man going to be intimidated by that? Dating, we're going to talk about all of those things. Even married couples, if you're already married and you're a woman making more than your man, how do you make him still feel
Yes.
good about himself, still feel like he's the man? The money has nothing to do with it. I think we went through that thing last year where you had all these women, they wouldn't date a garbage man. They wouldn't go to a cheesecake factory. They wanted the high end. You know what I'm saying? So just getting women to understand, but think about it. And I saw this the other day where as women, we're saying, he got to make a certain amount of money. But what if that was flipped? What if he said, you woman,
Right.
with a $5,000 job,
And bad credit.
are you, you're not
High
making
value.
100,000. So what are you bringing to the table? So just really trying to bring the balance with women and helping us collectively see how we get better, even in relationships, even with friendships, just across the board.
Absolutely. Domestic violence. Ladies, how do you all feel about the subject matter? Will women come to the table and be able to express how in the world are you going to be able to get out of women the things that they are going through, especially as we continue to suffer in silence? How are you going to pull out those things like, oh, I'm in a bad relationship. Oh, my man beat me all day long, and how are you? And I believe that you're going to be able to do it because that's your field. But how do you ladies feel about talking about domestic violence, and how can we get women not to suffer in silence anymore?
Yeah. We're definitely going to be talking about that. I think it's going to start with helping women know who they are. That's why, we're talking about embracing your power, being able to get enough strength on the inside to leave a bad relationship, knowing that, you can start again, that is not God's intent for you to be a punching bag.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that comes from, say, you have a woman who has several kids, who's going to want me with these 3 kids if I leave. So at least I know, what I'm dealing with. Just breaking all of that, just really getting women to understand who they are, how powerful they are, and walking in it.
Absolutely. Let's take a pause to tell people how they can get the book, and we're going to get you all's contact information as well to our viewers. But where can people buy the book? They can actually buy it right now if you give them that information.
Absolutely, they can get the book. The book is on Amazon. You can, I'll have the link on my page as well, where you can go and if you're local, you can get the book from me. You can just inbox me and I can get it to you. But the book is actually out on Amazon. Also, The Grown Women. We will be venturing out in 2026. We're going to have a conference, but also for ladies groups, like women's breakfasts or women's anything. The grown women will come to your table and we will talk and have a conversation. So we're just excited about even next year what we're going to be doing as far as getting it out and talking to other grown women.
But you know who I think going to be offended? Because I have somebody that I am on radio with who always talking about it. You women always, you all have everything. So the men, they get offended. But what about the younger ladies? Do you think they're going to get offended, ladies, about us talking about being grown? Because I feel like I'm a real grown woman. and it may exclude some. What do you all think about that?
We're not excluding anybody. We're actually going to have some grown men come to the table.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
We're
Yes.
excited about that. So we're not leaving anybody out. We're going to have some grown men come to the table. We're going to have some younger women come to the table because the younger women that we're talking to, they have a different perspective on things, and we're going to bring them to the table. We're bringing blended families together, how women and men deal with that. So the table is wide open in 2026. We're going to be really just tapping into a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
It's a responsibility at this time to ensure that the younger generation understands that being grown is more than being able to set your bedtime and to stay out late. Sometimes that was the thing, and to cuss, right? Because they weren't allowed to do that. All of those things that we thought that, okay, once I'm grown, nobody can tell me X, Y, and Z. But with grown comes a responsibility.
Absolutely.
With grown comes with bills.
Yes.
With that you have to pay yourself.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yes.
Grown comes with sacrifices. Making grown decisions can cost you your freedom, right? Once you get over the age of 18. So those are some of the grown topics that we talk about because some young people will say, my parents never told me, right? And they never taught me this or they never taught me that. And we're trying to remove those excuses. Now, there's a whole lot of things that you do that we haven't taught you and you found your way to it, but we're not going to hold that against them. We're just going to have the conversation and not a confrontation. And so we'll put it in a way that, again, that they feel safe in discussing some things that they may not have felt comfortable talking to their parents about, talking to their man about, talking to their partner about, or talking to their friends about, right? Or coworkers, because sometimes we can be in a toxic workspace. And abuse is not just physical, it can be financial. It can also be mental. So those are some topics we'll talk about as well.
Do you think grown women are ready to be grown? There are some that still want to be out there hanging, like, hey, I'm all that. I'm in the club. I don't want to admit how old I am, or, I just don't want to fit into that category of being grown yet. Are we ready? Are we ready to teach the younger ones how to, conduct themselves and things that they have to do to, build a successful life and be well-rounded? Are grown women ready to be grown?
That's the goal. We're going to try to help them see that at some point it's time to turn the corner.
Stop pop locking and dropping it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's good around the corner. It's good when you go around the corner.
Yeah.
Wow. Rhonda, what do you think we should mostly get out of this book? What's in there? What little nuggets right now can you give us that we should go away with and we should embrace, the conversation or the book and what's in it?
It's my hope that once you start the book, immediately you take your eyes off of other women, and start really looking at yourself. And my prayer is that when you walk away, you feel more powerful than you started when you first started reading the book, but you also start a new path of being able to embrace other women, in a way that we talk about it all the time. When you see another woman's crown crooked, can you straighten it without telling everybody? Can you celebrate somebody who looks like they're winning right now, and maybe you've been praying for a long time and it seems like it's not coming through for you yet, but can you still celebrate her?
Yes.
Can you still uplift her? When you see someone who's going through a divorce or who's financially, can you still uplift her and not say, well, I knew it was going to happen anyway? I want us to stop finding ourselves judging all the time. Just keep it before our face, and just every time we get into a space with another woman, be able to empower her and uplift her.
Absolutely. I want to ask each one of you all, how has the book affected you and or changed you since you've read it or written it?
Who's going first? You?
I'll go. I think the book really actually brought more power to the knowledge, because knowledge is power, and it brought more to that I had. And so getting that authenticity, it actually gave me the okay to be me, to be authentically me, what I think I should be. You know what I'm saying? Where I feel comfortable in my own skin, in my own space. I always have been, but it wasn't until the authentication and the comfort and the confirmation came forward in the book, because I was thinking, well, does anybody else think like me? That's the hard part when you're out here and you have your own original thoughts. You wonder, well, am I thinking crazy? Is there something wrong with me? And it wasn't. It wasn't. It was, I was just comfortable in my skin, and it was okay. So I thought that, the book, while it's very, very, very informative, it's also empowering. And that's important. It's important because a lot of times as women, we will be separate out there by ourselves and and be afraid to say something to another woman because she might not perceive what I'm saying the same way I think I'm saying it, and might find fault with me, might judge me, might do these things where I'm concerned. But to know that authenticity is good and it's available.
Yes.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's what the book was for me.
Ladies.
Yes. Susan Sandiford wrote a book called Lean In, and she talked about women walking into a boardroom, and if there was a table, they wouldn't take a seat at the table if there's chairs available along the wall, right? And this book is a great reminder that we too belong at the table. Right? We have something to say. We have some things to bring to the table. Our own unique experiences are enough to share with someone else. We don't have to own somebody else's story. We can own our own, as Coach RHONDA would like to say, ish. We can we can own it. We don't have to be bound by our past and things that we may have not done correctly in our 20s or our 30s. But we can move forward from that. We can not take L's as in losses, but lessons, right? And build upon that. But again, we can't change what we don't acknowledge. This book is a reminder to me. There has been times in my life where I was the bus driver for the petty bus. And so,
Okay.
but I think it also was a protective covering as well. Don't come for me unless I send for you, right? And I grew up in a male-dominated profession in the Marine Corps, as you know, and so it just had to bring out different masculine energy on any given day, right? Just to survive in that environment, and then also being able to find the right partner that would remind me about my feminine power, right? And be allowed to be feminine, and my soft girl era is okay. So this book is a great reminder of that for me as well.
Absolutely.
And the book for me, it really made me just take a deep look inside because it forced me to really apply everything to myself. Because so often as women, whether we think we do or we don't, we do judge other women in the room. And also, my sister is kind of dragging me into the room.
That's sisters for you.
I want to thank her for that because it's showing me what I have on the inside.
Yes.
And it's caused me to grow. And so I think this book will do that for any woman that picks it up.
Can we expect at the table things to be different in different races, different needs, different conversations, or is going to be across the board? Women are just going to come and they're going to feel the same thing. They'll have in common the same thing. this race or that? Is it going to be different, Rhonda? Are there going to be different needs for different groups of people?
I think it will start out with them thinking that way, but I think when we sit down together collectively, with whether you're white, you're Asian, you're Hispanic, you're, whatever, I think when you sit down at the table, you will find that as a woman, we all have the same things in common. We all share some of the same hurts, some of the same anxiety, some of the same pains, some of the same things, we deal with. Just because your husband white and mine black, he's still a man, so we will find that we share those commonalities, amongst each other. And I think it's going to be good. It's going to open up even relationships between different races, because why do we have to think that we're different? I'll never forget working with a young lady who was Caucasian, and she asked me, "Can you wash your hair every day?" And I'm saying, back then I might say anything. I said, if I want to wash it, I can wash it every day. But I think her just not knowing, because they're known for washing their hair every day. And of course, we don't necessarily wash our hair every day, but we could if we wanted to.
We want it. That's right.
So I think those conversations will be good to have, are necessary, and will be, life changing once we get together and see that we're more alike than we are different.
Absolutely. We have Tommy Denson watching today. Linda Green said, "Bishop and ladies, good evening." We have many, many more on our feed over here on TikTok. Greetings to you all, ladies, from our TikTok viewers. And Facebook Live, of course. I can't see the names over there, but if you would write something in the chat, I could possibly see you on the StreamYard feed. I want to talk about capacity and the fact that, Ron, honey, talking about the masses, are you all ready? Because talking about the needs and talking about the hurts and talking about those that want to be empowered and want to give, the things that God has for them, are you all ready for that?
I think we are ready for that, because I don't think we're going into it thinking that we have all the answers. We've just created the table, and we're welcoming everybody to come to the table. So there's going to be people that come to the table that know things that we don't, that's what we want. We want to learn as much as we want to give. We want to share our experiences. But I think we are ready. I think God is with us. I believe that as long as we allow him to continue to lead us, he's going to position us and put us in the right places, surround us with the right people to be able to share. This is just a starting point. We're just kind of like setting the table, right? And the door is open. So that's what I'm saying. Once we start inviting other people to the table and talking about different things. So I think we are ready for the masses. We're even ready to go to another city. I think it is time. You may see us, we may pop up in Charlottesville,
Yes.
And so that's the vision. All you have to do is invite us. We're coming. We're getting on the road in 2026, because we do want to be able to share and talk. Women like to talk anyway, but let's be productive in our talking.
How did you sell the vision to these other ladies? How did you just, one day say, "Look, I got an idea. I have a mission"? Was it hard, easy for them to join in? Ladies, tell me about when the idea was birthed and she said, "Look, it's time for us to get out. The harvest is plenteous. It's a lot of folk we need to reach. Let's do it."
I don't think it was hard at all, because I think each one of these women have their own stories that they probably have not been seen. Like, these are not women, except for Coach Deb, and Coach Deb is the run the numbers lady. So women need help in their finances, right?
Yes.
that piece to the table. But these two women will be able to share in a way, I think, that they are just so talented and so gifted. And sometimes you can be overlooked. You know, you can be sitting right at the table and
Yeah.
never even get a voice, you know, or never be heard. And so I've always been a person that wanted to bring people together and listen. And, you know, I don't think anything said by anybody is unimportant. We all have a different fingerprint, right? I think God did that for a reason because that means that we all have something
Yes.
unique about us that we can offer to someone, even if it's in the grocery store. You know, you don't have to have the mic in your hand all the time to be able to share good news, right? Or to be able to uplift somebody. You can do that, you know, at the grocery store. You can do it at Target. You can do it in Ross. I do it in Ross all the time because that's my scope, right? But yeah. So I it wasn't hard at all because these women to me are very special and dear to me. And I want them to see themselves in a way that maybe they haven't seen themselves. And just, I remember Coach Deb, remember, she wouldn't do a live, right?
Really?
Would not do a live at all. So God told me I was a spiritual midwife. So I'm the pusher. So I'm going to push you to be your true, authentic self. I'm going to push you to be the best that you can be. And guess what? It takes nothing away from me. You know, because I know who I am. You know, I know my purpose. I know what I've been called to do. And a lot of times, you know, I've been kind of like in a box where I've been what everybody thought I should be. But this is what I love. This is what I'm passionate about. I love to see somebody rock bottom and see them tap into the inside, the winner on the inside,
Yes.
and just spring forth and be something great because that's me. You know, that's who I was. I've had cars repossessed. I've been evicted, you know, but I was winning when I got my lights turned off. You know,
Yes.
winning is an attitude. It's not the trophy. And so that's what I want to share with other women. That's what I really want to share with the world. Yes, this is the grown woman's table, but it applies to men as well. So it was hard to get my sister though, but she's doing great.
Why? What do you say?
She has come so far. She really has. She's very quiet, but she has so much on the inside of her. I can't wait until she takes off and really just, you know, finds her comfort zone and taps into because there's a book on the inside of her too.
Ooh, yes. I tell you what, Miles Monroe used to say potential needs an assignment in order to be realized.
Yes.
So even though you may draw back a little bit and feel like, oh, what can I contribute? Just take the assignment. Just answer the call and you'll see what God has in you to come out to give to others. You'll see those books. You'll see, you know, being able to change the lives of many.
Mm-hmm.
And so just answer the call. Potential needs an assignment. What's in you needs something to bring it out.
That's good.
I'm so glad that you ladies have done it.
I'm gonna give you credit one time, but I'm still in that.
I tell you. So look, let's talk about the book again, where you can get it. FYI, this is our time of giving, Rhonda. We want to go ahead and get the link so we can order 5 books for our audience. We want to give our audience a book so they can read and engage and follow you as well. So we're going to order 5 books once we get the link, FYI After Dark. But tell folk where they can get the book and why they should get this fabulous book.
You can get this book on Amazon. It's on Amazon right now. So you you can key in Coach Rhonda, or you can put in the Grown Woman's Table. It'll pop up. I'll have a link on my page afterwards. I'll also drop Rhonda Driver, Coach Rhonda Driver. I'll also drop a link on this platform after we're done, where you can order the book. But I really think you should get the book. Just if you're looking to change, maybe you're that person and you're saying, hey, maybe I should take a look at myself. This book will definitely make you take a look at yourself. I read it at night over and over, and I'm like, Dave, you did it again. So it causes you to not only want to change, but it brings so much awareness. You're conscious now. When you find yourself doing little things, you be like, "Oh, okay, you being petty." Or when you look at somebody and you'll be like, man, she got that on today, yeah, because that's what she wants. She did that on purpose. That's what she wanted to wear,
Yes.
It just causes you to think about not only about those things, but it opens up your identity, who you are, so that you can see how powerful you are, and start embracing your own power, so that maybe you are that person who's quiet or who's timid or who sits in the corner instead of pulling the seat up to the table. I used to do that all the time. I would walk into a room and I would sit in that corner and not, because I don't know, did I think I didn't feel like I belonged at the table? But I want to encourage women to pull that seat up at the table, girl. You got something to say. So it's going to stir up all of those things. It's going to cause you to think about yourself, and then it's going to cause you to be good to another woman. And that's what I like about it.
I like that a lot. As you were talking, I was thinking about the workforce and working and dealing with women. And, I talk to ladies that I work with, and some of my facilitators, and they sometimes talk about how it is the atmosphere in the workforce is really toxic among women. I hope that ladies get your book so we can free ourselves from all the toxic things that we bring. And I think it comes from being hurt, being wounded, or wanting attention, or feeling like you're never enough, or don't have anything to contribute, or been treated wrong. And so I encourage ladies to get this book and kind of like, let's change some of these things, these habits that keep us from getting further up ahead. I think not treating one another well keeps us from advancing. The crabs in the barrel, pulling one another down is so toxic. It keeps you in depression and keeps you in a stage of low self-esteem. And so I encourage ladies that are listening, men that are listening, it's a good time to give women this book for a Christmas present. I encourage you all to go now. Rhonda's going to give that information again. I encourage you all to go now and get the book and begin to, let it spread. Let women begin to get better. Like I said earlier, women are everywhere now. They're doing everything now, all kind of jobs. They're making the money. They're running households as never before. They're all in politics and high places. And it's time for us to really, really continue to go higher and higher and higher. And I believe this book, as I hear you all, it makes me feel as though this is something that is much needed and something that can help us to grow as women. We need to grow. But let me ask this question. Now, we growing. We're going to grow. We're going to be around the table. What about the men folk? You said you got something for men. I got to bring back to my co-host the fact that the men are not going to be left dangling and hangling. They are going to be able to come up with us now. Is that the plan?
That's the plan. Something that I found very interesting. My brother-in-law told me, he said, he was saying one day he had taken his mom to the salon to get her hair done. And he was talking about how many women were talking about each other, right? And so the men are watching us, and I think we have a responsibility to be better as women, because these men are watching us tear down other women, And then we come back to them and we whine and we complain about what they're doing to us. And his point was, y'all do it to each other.
Wow.
You know, and so I think when we bring the men to the table, you know, because men are looking for an authentic woman, a grown woman, right? Well, we want to be able to also show what a grown man looks like.
Oh, wow.
And how can a grown man and a grown woman come together and thrive and build together and uplift one another? Because, you know, we have to get to a place in relationships to where we're on the same team. You know, we're coming together. We're you know, it's okay for you to be your authentic self, man. You know, but in you being your authentic self, I shouldn't have to shrink. You know,
Right.
How can we come together as grown men and women? You know, maybe I need to write that, the grown man's table.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so tell Mr. E he not going to be left out.
He's going to be relieved, I'm telling you. But I want you to give us just some inspirational encouragement before we end. First of all, I want the ladies to have their last words, what they want to say about the book, or anything that you can think of that can help our audience as they listen to you all now. Just go ahead and leave us with something, and then Rhonda, you leave us with the words that you want us to most know about the book, and again where we can get that book.
Okay, I'm gonna let them go.
You can start, Alicia.
First of all, I want you ladies to go out and grab this book. It really is a good book. I was hoping we would at least say something about one of the chapters. Book, chapter 3, the silent competition. And it says, here's the thing nobody likes to admit. A lot of us are not here playing a game we never signed up for, a game of silent competition. No rules, no referee, no clear prize, just this invisible scoreboard in our minds. The silent competition. I'm just going to give you that little tidbit.
Thank you. Wow. Coach, or whoever's next.
All right. Chapter 9. I'm going to give you my tidbit. This is my chapter. Claim space, embracing your worth, and living authentically. As grown women, one of the hardest lessons we learn is that we are enough exactly as we are. Yet society, media, and even our past experiences constantly whisper otherwise. They tell us to shrink, to hide, to compare, to compete for a seat that we already deserve.
Wow.
I'm going to stop right there. Right now, when you get down into identifying what holds you back, then dropping the mask, and then staying in your own lane, embracing your worth, and tools for authentic living.
Wow.
Get the book.
Amazing.
Okay?
So, of course, chapter 6 is for me because I'm a Gemini. And June is near and dear to my heart, as always. So that 6 jumps out for positive reasons and not negative. And it's from competition to collaboration.
Wow.
We can have a conversation and we can avoid a confrontation if we are grown and we can put our egos to the side and really discuss the issue, right? Is it my issue or is it your issue? And it says, we've all felt in this tension, I can't read right now, quiet rivalry, the little pinch in our stomach when another woman who wins or shines, it's normal. But here's the key. We got to decide what tension does in our lives, right? So at the end of the day, we must know when another woman is winning, it's God's wink at us to let us know if he did it for her, he can do it for me. It's her turn, but mine is coming, right?
Yes.
So I knew that my turn was coming because this is my 1-year anniversary this month of being financially free.
Oh.
I'm nobody but Jesus, right?
Yes.
So all of those things that I put in place, it took me 7 years to mentally be ready to be financially free. Along those lines, I was also preparing financially to be free. So I could sustain myself from streams of income that I no longer had to exchange time for money for. And so those are some of the things that we have those grown woman conversations about as well. Um, these ladies congratulated me, right? They were not upset that I now own my time, right? They were happy for me because they knew, although it's my turn, theirs is coming.
Yes,
Wow.
ma'am. Yeah.
And you start to emulate the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? So if you got 5 people around you, then they losing, you probably losing. If they're broke, you might be broke. Well,
Yes.
might be in a circle, make some adjustments, and it's okay. Your winning season is on the way.
That is marvelous. Rhonda?
So I wanted to, like after each chapter, leave the women with something to think about. So I call them the grown women gems, right? So after each chapter, there's a gem, but I'm going to give you 2. Here's a gem. It says, competing with her keeps you from completing you.
Ooh. Yes.
That's a gem. And then the gem is, your crown won't break when you fix another woman. So that's just a little nugget to think about. But, and here's one. It says, your crown doesn't have to compete with anyone else's. When you lift another woman up, you strengthen your own throne.
Wow.
So
That
those
is marvelous.
are some little gems to leave with. We're going to be doing some lives, probably once a month minimum. We'll be coming on at the Grown Woman's Table. And again, you're going to see us out and about in the community, lifting up women. And also, if you want us to come and sit down, if you have a girl group or, church or women's fellowship, teams, or whatever you want the grown women to do, we're open. We're going to show up for you. So just contact either one of us on our Facebook pages or Coach Rhonda. On my page, you can contact me. Again, you can get the book on Amazon. If you're local and you want to get the book from me, just inbox me on Facebook, Coach Rhonda Driver, and I'll be able to get it to you.
Absolutely. Anybody want to give any social media contact, anything, any information that we need to know?
Well, I'm on Instagram as well, Master Coach Rhonda. I also have a YouTube channel, Master Coach Rhonda. So anytime you put in Coach Rhonda, you're going to find me somewhere on any of the social media platforms. Also, I'm going to get more involved in TikTok because I was doing some things on TikTok and just kind of got away from it. But I'll be back. Coach Rhonda is coming back.
Good.
Doing more. I'm going to focus more in 2026, back doing my lives and just encouraging.
Absolutely. Before we go, I want to know how therapeutic this has been for you, Rhonda.
Man, this is kind of like my outlet because just day to day in mental health, dealing with so much that I have to deal with on the outside. When I can come and just share, with these women or, just share in a space like this, I love it. I absolutely love it. It just brings me such a peace, and it makes me forget about those hard, tough things that I may be going through because I'm walking in my purpose.
Yes.
And that's what's fulfilling me now. And so I'm excited about it.
I'm excited about it too. You all lifting up your voices and letting us hear something we need, hear about ourselves. I really believe that we're ready. I asked earlier about, are you all ready for the masses? And I really believe that it's going to bring so many people to the table and it is really going to spread. And I asked, are you ready? I believe you are ready. You sound ready. You look ready. And, I'm just so excited and glad for you all because it is timely and it is something that is definitely needed. I look at our young women and I just sometimes wonder. I actually had a thought today ladies, about the fact that are we teaching our youngins, our young ladies, like we were taught? Do we know? Are we teaching them etiquette? Are we teaching them to love their families and love their home or love themselves? Are we doing those things? And when I hear you all speak, I'm saying, yeah, there are those that are out here still giving words of life and helping to shape young women and grown women to be well-rounded women. It's needed. It's much needed. There's so much going on in the world. And we don't want folk falling to the cracks. We don't want grown women. We don't want young women. We don't want husbands and families and all that falling through the cracks because of lack of knowledge. And so you all bringing knowledge and information and love and care and wisdom and education to these platforms, these worldwide platforms, are going to be absolutely a fabulous, fabulous thing. I want to just say congratulations to you, Rhonda, to you all ladies, and much love. You can use this platform, honey. And then we have the live radio show in the morning. Rhonda, all you got to do is just inbox and let me know when you need me, girl.
Yeah, we definitely have to come and have a talk with him. I thought he was going to be here tonight to ask us.
Oh, no, he was probably scared. He probably listening, though. But anyway.
We'd love to come on in the morning. Yeah.
Yes, we want to have you on in the morning. Just let me know. We have the women's segment on Friday. What's in your closet, ladies? And that's what the segment is all about, issues concerning women. We would love to have you on, schedule you to come on. And the other ladies, we want to extend an invitation to you all. If you have something for the community, something for our listeners and viewers, we would love to have you. We're on the live radio show Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on Peace 95.3 FM, WGPL, WPCE, and WMVA 88.9 FM. So when you all need a platform, when you all want to lift your voice, when you got something good for community, women, it's there for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So look, let's see, Debbie Williams, somebody else just chimed in saying hello to you all. Let's see some of the folk that's chiming in. Phyllis Miles, Debbie Ann Hyman Williams. I saw somebody else, Phyllis Carlton, I think that's the name. And so many people, I can't even give all the names here on TikTok. Of course, Facebook will be on later. I'll be able to look and see those names. So we want to thank all those that have tuned in. Make sure you like and share and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go over to that link on Amazon and get the book. And share the book, ladies. We need all the help we can get to survive in a world like we're living in today. And so make sure you all go and, support our sisters.
I just want to say one other thing, for other women, we don't have to come. This was just to start a conversation. So that's why I encourage girls to get their girlfriends together, and just create a moment to just talk amongst each other, because that will strengthen you guys' relationships, so just grab the book and just start talking.
Hold the book up, Rhonda, again. Let them see what it looks like. Make sure you all are going and you get the right book. The name of the book again is
The Grown Woman's Table.
Ooh, The Grown Woman. I tell you, I love the title. And so we'll be ordering 5 books for our audience to give away this season. Rhonda, thank you so much for being on. Ladies, thank you so much for what you do. And we look forward to really supporting this and sharing it with the rest of our listeners and viewers.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Bless you. Good night.
Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Have a great weekend.
Okay. Oh, wow. What a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's marvelous in our eyes. God has given us, people with vision to be able to heal us and make us whole. We need to be whole. I don't want to walk around not authentic, inauthentic, fake. I don't want to walk around, not doing the things that I need to do in order to be successful or well-rounded. Or I don't want to be walking around and not being able to share with others or give to others or support others. And so this is so wonderful to be able to, listen and hear life in the mouths of women that are authentic and want to do good in our world. In a world where I tell you what, it's a lot of chaos around us. And we need to stay sane, and we need to continue to do the work that God has given to us for you. So look, don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We're on 9:30 a.m. We're on Peace 95.3 FM, WGPL 1350 AM, WPCE 1400 AM, WMVA 88.9 FM, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I tell you what, we have a lot of platforms, but we need you all to subscribe and share and tell people about FYI for your information. The things that we can share with you all through special guests, special topics. Right now, we have a time of giving, and if you all want to participate in FYI's time of giving, drop your name right there in the inbox and say, look, put my name in the drawing so I can get some of the fabulous things that you have for us. This is for you all that have supported us and have been here. It's been 11 years, and we celebrate myself and co-host Edward Everett, aka Mr. E. We are just excited that God has given us this platform to reach others and to share with others. And so, look, we're going to see you all on Monday for Monday Sports Talk. We want you to have a fabulous weekend, and we want you to have a great, great, great evening. See you soon. Bye now.